Capital One up first for the Seminoles as Timpson goes in. Off the hill, Latson the leading scorer in America. Timpson, enormous rebounding numbers this year, and the Noles are on the board first. Vanessa Blair-Lewis and the Patriots. 1 minute in, the Noles with an early advantage in search of their first NCAA tournament win since 2019, and the bank is open for Paula Suarez.
Well, they have found their way, the team in green, being a very good half-court defensive squad.
Gordon, the mid-range, and the jump stop in traffic. Win an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, her number 21 jersey hangs in the rafters back at Florida State. One of the all-time greats to lace it up for the Seminoles. They got beat by Alabama last year in this NCAA tournament, and their defense was the problem. And they have changed what they do on this end. Heavy ball pressure. They deny one pass away.
Now in year 3, she was injured as a freshman. Just one game last year, you mentioned, against Alabama. She is on the biggest stage now. Here's a turnover. And off to the races, it's Bonner. Florida State in the midst of a 9-0 run. Turnage with a touch on the right side of the lane. The step back is smooth.
Yeah, another shot attempt, though, by Florida State in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. Mason, they can't get any good looks on their offensive end, and Florida State very aggressive. They drive.
And the rebound by Gordon. Corner 3 on the way, and it goes down. And we're going to talk a lot about Carla Villegas settle in a little bit.
Yeah, you just never know as a coach. You know, you got to trust your gut in that locker room. I thought she was great with her kids, talking to them before the ball game, giving them confidence.
And Tania Latson.
Yeah, heck of a coach, great lady. Cancer survivor. I had them last year at the first and second round in Austin, Texas, and just real threat in this women's championship this year to make a deep run.
After the bucket by Timpson, the block out of bounds. And Michaela Timpson active on both ends of the floor to start.
Well, you combine her steals and blocks. They call them stocks. She comes into this ball game with 154 on the year.
Off the bounce, Kennedy Harris, and a chance for 3. Well, perhaps a spark for George Mason. And a chance for 3 the hard way on the long mid-ranger.
Now, Kennedy Harris, only 5'7", but you're going to have to make some guarded shots.
Outside, a wide-open 3. It's Volker. It was Volker off the mark. Here's Latson ahead of the pack. And Tania Latson with 7.
Just a breakdown by George Mason. And they do it with multiple ways, man. They got 4 or 5 young ladies that can go for 20 on any night. They are always...
First ever meeting between these two schools comes on the biggest stage. Harris, the elbow J. Outside to Williams. Baseline, it's Bonner. Treadwell with the mid-range, just inside the stretch.
Great job. Not good, great job to drive that basketball. It was obvious to us.
Coaching certainly in her DNA, and Latson scoring in her DNA now in double figures with 10.
She has great control and shifts gears and a very strong body through contact.
Suarez, the step back, silky smooth. Second bucket. First was a 3 that was banked in.
Well, Walton, Harris, and Suarez are going to have 15, 16-point games and hit their average to hang in it, if not more. But again,
we got a lot of basketball left to be played. The lead back to 12. Niku Mitchell, layup line.
And never take that foot fake. And
Jimmy, it feels like George Mason, you mentioned it near the end of the first quarter, starting to settle in a little bit more, at least offensively. Latson on a heater to start with 14.
Man, she can get her own, can she not? And she does not need much space to get it off. Very explosive. Just 5'8", but can make shots against longer defenders.
Walton off the mark, just inside the arc. Gordon a rebound. Florida State lost to North Carolina in the ACC tournament. Gordon from the elbow. Last NCAA tournament win for Florida State back in 2019. And one and done since. Here's Bowles, an outstanding three-point shooter. Transfer. And she shows you why.
Yeah, transfer from A&M as well. So aggressive at getting green jerseys to react to that basketball.
How about the strength shown by Omaria Gordon? From the corner, it's Bowles, and Florida State 6 for 6 to start our second quarter. A perfect beginning.
Florida State makes just under 9 threes a game at 34%. So they got that downhill drive.
75% to start this game against the upstart George Mason Patriots. First ever appearance in the NCAA tournament. Kasia inside, a tough shot. Sydney Bowles, one of the top three-point shooters in the ACC this season. Took it inside, and that shot was blocked towards the baseline. Here comes Harris. 37-19. Suarez, that shot's been there for 14, and she buries another one.
Yep.
And the results speak for themselves. Coach Klappenberg, the head man, Seattle Storm. How about the bounce off the triple? That's one way to do it.
For the leading score from George Mason.
She's got 4, but 1 for 9 from the floor. Latson off the glass. Man. What a strength shown there.
For a young lady that takes 20 shots a game, this is only 2 or 3 a game, and you would say, I don't know about that. And 00 in white certainly fits that description.
Villegas, quick trigger on the 3. Timpson on the offensive glass with a path and a bucket.
That defense is not at all pleasing to Vanessa Blair-Lewis. They are good.
And Tania Latson back to work. The fingertips of Timpson. Walton the other way. Zaza. The floater with a bounce.
Yeah, very important last minute right now.
South Dakota State, the Jacks pull off the 7-10 win earlier today. Is the 10 over Oklahoma State. There's Suarez, the runner. And a late whistle, a chance for 3. Paula Suarez has really been the spark for George Mason on offense already with 12.
Really well done by Suarez. And after this semester's over,
for 87 per contest, and the rebound controlled by Sydney Bowles. Yeah, defense with that kind of explosiveness on this end of the court. Timpson connects. Go down to the floor to grab the rebound, but she did. Gordon to Latson. Outside to Williams from downtown. And Gordon, the running rebound. Bowles for 3.
Yep.
She has not missed a three-point attempt tonight. Perfect 3 for 3 to start. Suarez, the response on the other end.
I mentioned she's going to go to Spain and play professionally after this semester's over. And they're believing big right now to cut this lead down to 12.
Timpson, no. Latson was tripped up on the spin. The letter D on the end of Believe with their T-shirt celebrating the A-10 championship because it's in the rearview mirror. It's in the past. We believe we won, and the lead back down to 12.
They got all the way to number 40 in the net this year. And that's a really good number. A Bulldog doesn't take a day off, and the heartbeat, the scoring threat for George Mason now falls into the hands of Suarez, and she answers.
And the Patriots with momentum on their side for maybe the first time truly in this game. And here's Suarez, a heat check.
Wow.
And it's good.
Yes.
The lead down to 7.
Yes, ma'am. Confused, and Suarez just finds herself wide open, and then the dribble to the left.
8-point lead here. George Mason back on the attack. Mitchell inside and rejected by Turnage.
What a recovery, though, by Snoop Turnage. It's the long arm of the law around that rim defensively.
Gordon throws it up and in, a circus shot. Her strength, her determination, and everything associated with what she brings to the table after that very incredible comeback in fall of 2023, Jimmy. Something we're still talking about to this day, and she continues to fight. She's been cancer-free now for over a year. And Tania Latson yesterday reflected on that time right after Coach Wyckoff returned. 3 by Gordon from the corner, and that's a big response. A lead. Here's a steal by Latson. Wow. And now it's a 10-0 run by FSU.
Have turned up the heat defensively this year. They are alert. They want to force turnovers and quick bad shots. And if they get it, man, they rip and run. And
Faith Corey. And now Jada Brown on the floor. Corner 3 is good for Kennedy Harris.
There's just a lot of fight back in this team from Green.
It was a 22-10 outburst in the first 10 minutes, the difference. Walton back to Harris from 16.
You're the underdog. You're just trying to hang in this game and be in a fighter's chance with 4 minutes to go.
Steal by Suarez, a big moment here.
They got numbers. It's 5-on-4.
Top of the key, a triple drops for Jada Brown.
Off the mat, and from the steal right here, the good hands by Suarez from behind, and the rip and run ability by the George Mason Patriots out of the A-10. They got this thing down to a 10-point game.
FaceTime with her dad before the A-10 championship game in which they beat St. Joe's. Back here at Baton Rouge, and her start from the floor in this NCAA tournament. Harris, a step back and rejected by Latson.
But she just kind of kept putting it on hold because her dad wanted her coach, or her former college coach said, hey, just come help me for one more year. And next thing you know, here she is, rising through the ranks from Bethune-Cookman. And all year long, they lead the nation in scoring. They have the nation's leading scorer to match it as well.
Maravich Assembly Center. And there goes Gordon, spins it up and down.
Quick, low, strong, and tough.
Tapped out to Latson. Tania Latson, full head of steam. Rejected by Suarez. Latson on the floor. And they lead at 17. Jimmy Dykes, Roy Philpott. Florida State has looked the part as a top seed so far in this NCAA tournament. And Timpson with a chance for three.
Just a very simple isolation baseline out of bounds play.
Alani Kasia against Timpson. Timpson a block. Kasia gets it back.
Got a lot of stuff about her game, working off of her screen right here.
Drops the dime inside to Timpson, who comes up limping. Incredible atmospheres this year. You go back to the non-conference matchup with Stanford in December. This place was absolutely on fire. An entire career high, a new season high. But the atmosphere tonight should be absolutely electric. And Gordon continues her hot start in this year's dance.
As she studies film, things will break down during that game. She is elite, and I don't like using that word a lot, but she is elite as a rebounder.
How about Latson to Timpson? Big upset today with South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits over Oklahoma State. Quarter three for Tania Latson.
You know, we're on the ACC network. We don't get maybe as much national exposure as some of the other players that are out there, but she's every bit as good offensively as anyone in this tournament. Whoever wins that LSU San Diego State team, you're going to have your work cut out for you defending this team in white. Wow.
Bowles 5 for 5 from downtown. Florida State was a 64% start in that first quarter. And then it really accelerated. Off the steal, one more chance for George Mason in the heave. Off the top of the backboard, 94-59. And for Florida State, its first NCAA tournament victory.